It's good to see you all. I would have thought by now we'd be doing this in person after God knows how many years, but I hope that you've all been well. I hope that your families are well and healthy, and I hope this is an amazing year for you. I'm here in the UK. It's pretty cold and grey at the moment, typical Brit weather, but it was obviously a difficult time naturally for me, to be honest, and what I'd really love to say is a huge thank you to all of you for, I've known many of you for a long time. You've been on this journey with me for this 15, 16 years, but the support that you gave at the end of the year was just incredible, and I'm forever grateful to all of you, so thank you. For me, I just unplugged, switched off. I think that it's firstly on one side I deserve to be able to switch off at the end of a year anyways, but I had my family around me, my whole family around me. It was actually a rare occasion where we're absolutely all together, and just focused on being present with them. Obviously took time to digest what had happened, which is, I think, still difficult to fully understand everything, but to come back stronger. What doesn't kill you makes you stronger. So I put my focus into just training, getting healthy, and enjoying the time off, because it goes quickly. Of course, I think at the end of seasons, you think, and the question is whether you're willing to commit the time and the effort that it takes to be a world champion. I think a lot of people underestimate what it takes to be a world champion. And there are so many moving parts. It's not just turning up and driving the car. So yeah, the question is, do you want to sacrifice the time? Do you believe that you can continue to punch at the weight that you're punching? And so that's a normal kind of mental process for me. But of course, this one was compounded by a significant factor. And I think ultimately I love a sport that I've loved my whole life. There was a moment where I kind of, I've obviously lost a little bit of faith within the system, but I'm generally a very determined person, and I like to think to myself, like, whilst moments like this might defy others' careers, I refuse to let this define mine, and so I'm focused on being the best I can be and coming back stronger. No, I absolutely didn't rewatch the race. It was something that I was very clear in mind, the experience, and of course it replayed in my mind quite a lot in the coming weeks after the race. I don't remember what I said to Max. It was all a bit of a blur after that. And yeah, so I've not revisited it. I don't particularly want to go backwards. I want to look forwards. What I will say, I think, from yesterday, whilst we can't change the past, and nothing will ever really be able to change the way and how I felt at the time and how I feel about the situation, it's good to see that the FIA are taking steps to make improvements. I think accountability is key, and we have to use this moment to make sure that this never happens to anybody else in the sport ever again. And so we need to, even everything that's been said by the FAA yesterday, we welcome that, but we have to make sure that we keep a close eye and make sure that we actually are seeing those changes and rules are applied fairly and accurately. The car is so much different than, it's so different to any other car that I've driven in the past, in terms of the aero balance and how it shifts, the mechanical balance, how it shifts, low rear. It's a much different machine to drive, and it's going to require a lot of finesse, a lot of work to find how to set it up with new different tools that we have. But this is actually the most exciting part of of the year for me, I would say, at least up until this point, of course. When you see all of these engineers, all these men and women who have been working so hard, you see the smiles on their faces and the excitement, because all this work that they've been doing over and over for months, the pieces are now built and they're being put together, and then you get to see the car delivered on a launch like today, and then you get to see all the guys. There's two of us that gets to go out and drive. It's a special experience to go through with everyone, and I have no idea what to expect when we get on track. I hope that the simulator is accurate. If not, we'll make corrections and push forward. Yeah, I mean, with these long seasons, the off time isn't as long as you would hope for. And then, it seemed to get shorter and shorter, but I think over the years I've learned how to be efficient with my time, with my recovery, and then with training and the building back up both your body and your mind. But I feel great. I feel fit. Naturally, when you have an extra year of experience under your belt, that always helps. And I always feel like through these sorts of experiences, you can turn that emotion into strength and into power, and that's what I'm doing. I'm putting that into my training. I'm putting that into the work that I have with the men and women here in this team. And if you think that you saw what you saw at the end of the last year was my best, wait till you see this year. Well, I mean, I probably put faith and trust alongside each other, and so trust obviously can be lost in a blink of an eye or a flick of a finger. Trust is something but to earn trust is something that's built over a long, long period of time. So whilst I didn't see that coming, as I said, this first announcement and launch of yesterday is perhaps the first step of that, but that doesn't, as I said, it doesn't necessarily change everything just yet. We have to see actual action, and I think it will take a bit of time, but I'm not really focused necessarily on that area at the moment, just putting absolutely every ounce of my energy and time into making sure that I'm the best you've ever seen. I mean, ultimately, I don't think there's been a huge change or shift or enough work that's been done from these social platforms. We still have to apply pressure for them to make changes. Mental health is a real thing, and through these social platforms, people are experiencing abuse in ways, and no one deserves that, and that should never be tolerated. And they're able to change these things and make changes, but they don't seem to do it quick enough. So I think we just need to continue to apply pressure. I was in touch with Nicholas. He has my full support, and I know how difficult it can be in those situations, and I think it's important for people to make sure, for him to know that he has support from people around him. And but on another side of things, you could see there's so much passion within this sport. That's what really makes this sport so great. This has nothing to do with Max, and Max did everything a driver would do given the opportunity he was given. And he's a great competitor, and we will go into another battle like we did last year and conduct ourselves. Hopefully we'll obviously grow from our races and experiences we had last year also through the season, but no issues with him. I don't hold any grudges with anybody. I never think that's ever a good thing to carry around with you. So I move forwards. I don't dwell on the past, and as I said before, I feel fresh, I feel centered and fully focused. I don't have anything holding over my shoulders, holding me back this year. Not that I did last year, but I'm not letting that experience be one of those. This is something that, year on year I get asked the question about legacy, and I think in the earlier years it was really difficult to pinpoint or even understand what a legacy really meant. Of course, I'd read the books of Nelson Mandela and look at the legacy that he's left and how he used his time here on this earth. I think I think for me, I've been given this incredible opportunity to be able to do what I do and be great at something, but I've never wanted to be defined by a driver, because there are so many more elements to who I am, and I think ultimately someone that cares and hopefully try to use the platform to really shift ideals, to really shift perceptions, and put pressure on systems to go in the right direction, to be more inclusive. We've just had the launch of our car. It's probably the most diverse group of people that you probably ever see at a launch. When you're at shoots, I'm seeing that now. When you're at the factory, you're seeing that, and the amazing work that we're doing with Ignite and Mission 44. It's something I'm really proud to be a part of. But it's all great and well having those set up. They really need to create change, and action is something that we're really working on, making sure that that we see that long term. So that's what I hope to be remembered for, actually seeing some serious change and seeing our sport and the education system work better for those from socially lower income families, from minorities coming through. George, I don't remember meeting him when I was, because I got a bit bad memory, but I don't remember. Obviously, we see that picture of him when he was a kid, when I was at McLaren, and of course he's had an amazing run getting to Formula One, and he was already a part of our team. So I've seen him around our engineering. I've seen him over time through simulator times, and then obviously him being in Williams. So he fits in and fits the position like a glove, and so far it's great. And honestly, I think I've learned a lot over the years of how to engage with your teammate, how you work as a team in helping the team achieve the ultimate goal. That's one of the reasons we have more world titles than any other team. And so I'm excited to engage with him, to collaborate with him. Hopefully our driving styles aren't too dissimilar. I know also what it's like for him being in the position up against the world champion, and I know the pressures that come with it, the expectations, and also the internal feelings of what it's like. And I want him to learn as much as he can and grow as much as he can. And I have no doubts he's going to be a strong competitor. So I will be focusing also hard to make sure I do the job to the best of my ability.